Laughing all the way to the box office, Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix, is in the title role, raked in a record-breaking $93.5 million domestically, $234 million worldwide in its opening weekend. This means Joker is the biggest October film launch of all time, and it comes despite mounting controversy over the film's themes. Also, there were enhanced security measures taken. It is also the largest opening for Warner Brothers, which is owned by AT&T, which you may have heard about on this show because its stock hasn't been doing that well. It's got an activist investor in there.
Although that stock is up 30% year to date now because of that activist investor.
So maybe some more good news for AT&T here. It's one of the biggest openings for R-rated films. And guess what? No one in this room saw it.
Didn't see it.
Well,
no, but not us.
I think a lot of us will at some point. I will. I'm sure I will probably at some point on an airplane or somewhere.
Well,
but you know, the whole
theater.
It's well.
This is a win. This is a win for the theater.
It's a win for the theater. It's a win for Warner's. It's a win for AT&T, as you said. And it's talk about like a struggle between DC and Marvel. And this is not really. This has been Disney's game. Right? Because the Marvel characters have really kicked the DC characters, whats. But this is a comeback, for them because this character, they've done two of these before, right? With Jack Nicholson and someone else was the Joker before.
Heath Ledger?
Yeah, of course. How am I forgetting? Of course, Heath Ledger. That was a great movie. Yeah. So this is the third time and it's a charm. And so, good for Warner's to be able to come back. Todd Phillips, I think, what did he make? The Hangover, stuff like that?
Yeah, and this movie didn't cost. They've already made their money, I guess.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, it's big for DC because they've, as you mentioned, Andy, they've been getting just beat by Marvel and everything. But the thing is, this is the time because Marvel wrapped up their last phase by wrapping up with a Avengers Endgame. So if there were to be any sort of time for DC to try to take some share away from those who are really hungering for a superhero movie, even though this isn't a super anti-hero villain who is characterized in this film, but I think DC's pursued a different strategy too. When you think about the Joker and then also Venom with Tom Hardy, right? These are much darker films. These are not necessarily, I think Venom was PG-13, but it was still kind of on the darker side, not necessarily completely for kids. It's more character development, kind of more art house films. Joaquin Phoenix is not necessarily a mainstream actor, if you will. So I think that DC going with the strategy appears to be paying off. If you look at the box office numbers.
He's a weird dude. And the other thing about darker with Warner's, they've actually had success. Think about their two largest franchises historically. They're both a little dark.
What is that?
Harry Potter, a little dark.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, right? But very successful. Those are huge. In fact, those two franchises had them as the #1 film studio for I think it was a decade between the two of them, just going boom, boom, boom.
But it's been some time.
Before Marvel, that's right. Yeah. That was before the Marvel's ascendance, which is more recent history, Brian.
Yep.
But for whatever we say about the streaming wars, peak content, too much to see, movie theaters are dead, people went to the movies.
And then this weekend, this Friday, what have we got? We've got the Breaking Bad movie coming out.
Oh.
The Breaking Bad movie is coming out. Is that a Netflix and theaters? We'll have to check on that.
Not sure, yeah. But I don't know about you guys. It's just I might sound like a broken record here, but it's again, these are all reduxes of ideas that have existed already.
You're gonna see little art house movies.
I guess so.
How long are we going to be able to keep rebooting and rebooting and rebooting?
Well, you got to see Moonlight, and you got to see If Beale Street Could Talk, and you got to see movies like that.
Moonlight's a great movie.
Right, it is. Yeah, and those are the movies that win the awards, but they don't get a lot of money into the coffers.